Mr. Radoszewski, you are now recognized for 5 minutes of testimony.
Chairman Ruda and Ranking Member Keller, it's an honor to sit before the subcommittee today as an important time in our nation's history as we confront an unprecedented public health crisis, and that is COVID-19. I am Tony Radoszewski, the President and CEO of the Plastics Industry Association. We go by plastics. I want to thank you for inviting me to talk about the importance of plastics, using single-use plastic to fight the coronavirus. Simply put, plastic saves lives. Let me say that again. Plastic saves lives. The truth bears repeating because the title of this hearing contradicts the advice of public health officials directing our country's response to coronavirus. The Centers for Disease Control, for example, recommends face masks and even disposable dining utensils to prevent the spread. The idea that single-use plastic medical products, including surgical gloves, masks, and other personal protective equipment, are life-threatening contradicts the advice of this subcommittee, which recently urged the president to use all his powers to increase production and distribution of masks, face shields, surgical gowns, isolation gowns, goggles, disposable caps, disposable shoe covers, and disposable gloves. Its hygienic properties, flexibility, durability, and affordability makes plastic an essential ingredient, not only in personal protection equipment, but also as packaging for food and medicine. The ability to meet the historic demand for complex equipment doctors and nurses use to treat the most severe COVID-19 cases, ventilators come top of mind, are directly a result of plastics. You see, plastic is one of the most advanced and useful materials humanity ever created, contributing to longer, healthier lives for people across the globe. Without it, disease and hunger would be more common, not less. And when it became clear the United States would need millions more face shields and masks, surgical gloves and gowns, drug packaging, and medical device components, our member companies and their employees sprang into action, rapidly transforming their operations to supply unprecedented demand. In fact, the federal government and elected state leaders designated plastic companies and their employees as essential businesses and workers crucial to our country's response to coronavirus. To keep the supply chain intact, employees at a plant in Pennsylvania volunteered to live there for almost a month, churning out the material used in a variety of personal protective equipment and food packaging. As President and CEO of the Plastics Industry Association, I'm proud to represent them in the nearly 1 million plastic employees in the United States. Our industry contributes hundreds of billions of dollars of economic value and good tax-paying jobs. Applications for plastic and scientific innovation are expanding every day, meeting the demands of consumers and innovators. Regarding the environmental impact, in my 40-plus years of experience in the industry, I have never met a single person who believes any type of plastic should be discarded in the natural environment. I am disturbed as anyone else to see plastic waste, or any waste for that matter, where it doesn't belong. Research done with U.S. consumers shows people like recycling, believe in it, and want more of it. So when it's possible to recycle, let's do that. The Bipartisan Recover Act, introduced last year in the House, would modernize U.S. recycling infrastructure for the 21st century, thereby increasing recycling rates for every common household material, including paper, glass, and metals. When it's impossible to recycle single-use items responsibly for medical or sanitary reasons, we must do our part to dispose of them responsibly. Research also shows consumers are encouraged that single-use products can be used for other purposes. Our industry has and continues to develop technologies to repurpose plastic waste into new applications found in the business, building and construction industry, roads and highways, and apparel, just to name a few. All materials require energy and other resources in their manufacture, and all produce waste. However, over its entire life cycle, in most applications, plastic requires less energy and conserves more resources than glass, paper, or metal, saving fuel, energy, and money, especially for busy working families. At a briefing about plastic health and environment, let's not forget how much easier our lives are because of plastics, how much safer we are, that jobs and paychecks are a health issue too. And finally, how much doctors, nurses, the patients, and the rest of us are depending on plastic during this deadly pandemic. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member, and members of the subcommittee, People live longer, healthier, and better because of plastics. And in the age of COVID-19, it was most notably shown that plastics save lives. Thank you again for the opportunity. I look forward to any questions.
Thank you.